This is Innovation Connected, coming to you from the World Economic Forum in Davos, a podcast by Tenity.
My name is Max Planck. I'm a venture partner of Tenity and would like to welcome my esteemed guest, Markus. Can you please do a quick introduction about yourself, the stations in your career, and what your current focus is?
Absolutely. Thank you very much, Max, actually, and thanks for having me here. It's a pleasure, to be in Davos. First time, attending to the World Economic Forum, and it's a nice experience. So, about myself, my name is Markus Menzl. I'm Chief Client Officer overlooking EMEA at AMINA Bank. Most of you might know us, under still the old name Seba Bank. We are global crypto bank founded 2018, got 2019, a security trader and full banking license from the FINMA regulator in Switzerland. Mm-hmm. And we are a Swiss global bank. We basically have the hub in Zug, plus we have actually regulation related in ADGM, offices in ADGM, and Hong Kong as well, where we got a license, 149 license actually in Hong Kong. And yes, we're offering crypto solutions, to private individuals. We're offering obviously as well banking, traditional banking services, to crypto savvy clients, to corporates, ultra high net worth individuals, asset managers, and
What does it mean? How does your day look like? You go into the office or you go to the airport?
That's actually a good question. I mean, the beauty, actually, I'm now with the company for over 5 years, and the beauty there is, every day looks very different, right? And I always make the same kind of joke, like 5 years in the digital asset industry feels like 20 years in traditional finance. And my background, maybe talk quickly about that. I come from traditional finance. I've been basically by heart being a trader. I was working 20 over years at Credit Suisse, overlooking, foreign exchange trading in Europe. Did run single family office, and then basically switched, onto the sales side. And so therefore, I must say, super challenging environment, a very fast changing environment. And obviously, when working on a young bank like we are, where we want to grow, we want to add, we want to grow in terms of clients, assets actually, and revenue. There is always obviously a lot of pressure. So therefore, my days are very different. Obviously traveling involved, but also involved a lot in relationship management and growing in terms of clients and being on the road, right?
Where would you say that your clients are mainly based at the moment? Can you say something like geography-wise where you're mainly active? Absolutely,
right. I mean, obviously Europe for us is a strong market. Switzerland in particular, I think that's basically where our hub is and our headquarter. But I would say lately Asia is an amazing market, right? And Middle East, as we discussed, before. Middle East is a very interesting market there. We are in Abu Dhabi since 2022. Mm-hmm. We invested a lot of money lately in internationalization, right? Going into Abu Dhabi, have Hong Kong, and some people actually in Singapore too. But I would say major client base for us, still Europe is interesting, UK is interesting, and Middle East and Asia is growing very rapidly now.
Okay, and is it also from the product-wise or the service-wise similar, or Swiss clients are more having, let's say, deposits with you, and Asia is more, trading?
Yeah, I mean, I would say in general, right, the market has really changed. I think in the beginning, I joined the bank in 21, 22, people came to us, for safe custody and very basic demand in terms of buying Bitcoin, holding Bitcoins, Ethereum. But lately we see a really large pickup, in more sophisticated products, also options, mandate, structured products, and so on. I think this has definitely changed rapidly. I think that's the fastest growing business, the last 12 months, and I think investing there quite some money in getting actually in expertise. It's that demand not only comes from the private side. We also see foundations, asset management, multifamily offices, which suddenly starting to entering that market. And I think it's the market it became big enough, that even people who ignored crypto assets, digital assets 2-3 years ago, suddenly, they actually stepping in and showing interest in either diversification or just do some allocation actually in that asset class.
Is it an advantage being a Swiss bank in the current world?
That's a good question actually. It really depends a little bit, to whom we talk, right? If we talk to the Middle East clients, yes, it's still somehow actually an asset, but we don't look ourselves, as a just Swiss bank. We've been perceived as a global bank, but however, when we tell them about our own custody services, we do actually have them. We can still then the kind of like perception of having the coins in the mountains or have them somewhere in deep cold custody somehow actually still helps. However, right, obviously the latest development, the last couple of years about some large Swiss bank, obviously it didn't help, on the reputation in general. But we still been looked and perceived as a very safe bank, and I think thanks God, we had our FINMA who basically came up, at 2019 if DLT rule, and I think that gives confidence, gave confidence, to many investors, and bring or work together with a Swiss-based actually bank, right?
And do you have a deposit in the mountains?
Actually, we used to have this kind of offering, but not too many clients were interested, in that service. But we have own cold custody solutions, which are institutional grade, audited, PwC audited, and so on. I think that's we are one of the safest bank, most likely, if you want to deposit actually cryptos, right?
Okay. Now we're looking at the moment at the mountains and snowing, so it would fit. Maybe it's coming back in the future.
Yeah.
How do you? So you mentioned before the perception is changing, also from the institutional clients.
Absolutely. I mean, institutional adoption, we clearly can see this. I think one of our also like large pillar is B2B to C, right? Bank to bank to clients. Our main partners and investors, since 2019 is actually Julius Baer, but we also are banking on the B2B side of LGT, Vontobel, some smaller, medium-sized banks, in Liechtenstein, and I think that's also like where we have seen, the biggest growth, the last couple of years. So also private banks, their clients come in, starting to diversify their asset class, and I was just yesterday invited, to Julius Baer Outlook 2025, to their private clients. It was a big event in Zurich, and this is the first time, that I have seen that a very traditional large private bank talks about Bitcoin at their Outlook 2025. So I was really amazed about that, that more and more interest comes from that. I think also on the corporate side, I'm aware of large corporates, thinking about diversification about their reserves, right, into Bitcoin. And I think some countries, like US, are maybe a little bit ahead there, right, with the BlackRock ETFs as an example, right, investing there. I think Europe is a little bit behind, but Asia is picking up, very fast. And
Hong Kong has it too,
absolutely,
right? I mean, it's also there. And what's the usual sales pitch? I mean, you said you looked about after clients. I mean, in the end, how do you convince your clients to come to the bank and work with you?
I think if you work on the crypto assets, I think the most important is security, right? Security and security again. Yeah. And then obviously what the offering in general is, right? I mean, the biggest demands we see now on the loan side, right? The higher Bitcoin goes, people don't want to sell, right? But they're looking to diversify, looking to buy actually more. So we even talk to clients who are super crypto savvy, who have own custody solutions, but they bring the coins to us because they can work with us, right? They can get loans, they can do derivatives. There are different ways, to diversify. And I think very important to say, right? I mean, we are not only a crypto bank, right? I mean, we can offer, or we do offer traditional services as well, right? We have clients who have equity mandates with us, as an example, right? I think that's the beauty. We are the kind of bridge, between the two asset classes. So, and then again, right? Not some crypto savvy people, they're still struggling, to get access to traditional banking, right? I think old banks, they still don't understand, how the source of wealth actually has been created. And I think there we definitely a home, right, for such kind of clients.
I mean, it's probably also getting more and more complex, right? Also, if you have people which you have to onboard, which have, let's say, their wealth out of that space, right?
Absolutely.
And you probably have some experience in that.
Absolutely, right. I mean, onboarding, I think nowadays is always a big topic, right? Yeah. And discussed it right before a couple of times, right? Yes, onboarding, it's can be cumbersome, can be sometimes a little bit actually tiring. However, I think we have improved a lot now lately, right? We have obviously compliance and so on. We experienced different cases, and I think we became definitely a lot better in terms of onboarding private individuals. Anyhow, I think more if it goes to like crypto savvy clients, there we need to understand actually the source of funds, source of wealth.
Yeah, okay. I mean, this is the tightened globally.
Yeah, okay. Absolutely.
I mean, we also have a partnership, AMINA and Tenity. Maybe you can say something about that.
Yeah, absolutely. Happy to do this, right? I mean, we're offering a crypto banking service, right, to Tenity's thriving startup actually network, right, fostering closer collaboration and we're across the Web3 ecosystem. And this means we are looking to banks, Tenity's 1,500 plus startups and scale-ups and become their trusted banking partner as they actually grow. Yeah, I think we also look forward with Tenity's other corporate partners, right? We become their sparring partner once they move towards digital assets. Lastly, we invite all relevant Tenity startups to work with us on making AMINA more innovative. I think there is still a way to improve, right? Just last week, we participated in Tenity's startup selection days, right, where we were impressed by the quality of the team presence, as well as their fintechs and Web3 solution.
Yeah, maybe we should also do that in Hong Kong or in Singapore and Tallinn. London, I think.
Happy to follow up on that, yes.
Sorry, I just had to do a quick sales during the podcast.
Which is fine. Which is absolutely fine.
I mean, he is commercial. No, I mean, we are here at Davos. I mean, why did you come here? What did you want to...
I mean, it's always nice to come here, right? In January, in particular, if it's snowing, right? Well, it rains in Zurich, but on the global,
it raining really?
Yeah, it was raining heavily this morning. But on a global scale, right? I mean, we're curious about general trends, right? Like ESG, AI, good governance, regulation, and emerging market. And I think Davos is a unique place where top level executives, governments, officials, and leaders meet and exchange ideas. I think that's why Davos became really famous, and Davos became bigger and bigger. When I drive here through Davos this morning, right, it's just amazing. It became like a corporate city, right?
For a week.
For a week, right? If you know Davos without the WEF, it's actually very different, right? And I think it's an amazing platform, which we also will use and have obviously a lot of discussions with partners and clients here.
Yes. Any big takeaway you had? So what you saw, what you think is relevant, or what you were shocked about?
Until now, no. I mean, I just arrived actually a couple minutes ago. But look, we have a lot of meetings, follow-up meetings today. Again, I'm amazed about how big it became, and also having you guys here and other business partners and. I mean, blockchain in particular is very well presented here, right? The last few years. So look, we're happy to talk to partners and clients, as I just mentioned actually before, and then hopefully we can share a lot of positivity, right? When being back, right?
Absolutely. I mean, as you said before, you have a couple of meetings afterwards, so I would keep it this time shorter. Thank you for coming.
Thanks.
Thank you for being here, and looking forward to discuss further partnerships we just initiated. And I wish you very good meetings.
Thank you very much, Max, and we are very proud, to be a partner of Tenity, and we're also looking very much forward, to cooperate with you even closer now in the next couple of months. And I'm looking forward, to meet up again with you guys.
Thank you very
so
much.
Thank you.
Thank you.